Alright, welcome anime viewers. Today, I'm Gears Agenda with Searching for the One Piece. On today's video, we're going to talk about Bleach Chapter 519. Alright, you're going to want to stay for this. So, rating, 5 out of 5. The comedy just fucking made it so fucking good. Look, this whole chapter, we learned something, but it was mostly comedy based. So, but it was hilarious. Go read it. Go read it up if you haven't, because it was just too funny. Oh man. So we get to the palace where they're at. They're like, oh, this is it. And Ichigo realizes something. He's like, wait, didn't you need to have the king's key to get here? That's what Aizen was trying to do. And the guy shows his arm, and you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, the king's key is carried with the power of the king of souls that he uses on who is chosen to be the part of the Zero Division. It's our bones. So their bones are the king's key. So there are two ways to enter the palace. We can either decide to let you pass, or you can come together with us. When Sosuke Aizen was trying to keep the Queen's Key, he was trying to create us with his own Resetsu. And the girl with the mechanical arms, she said Sosuke Aizen is unmistakably the personification of evil. And she says, however, mind Ichigo Kurosaki, those Quincy's are even more wicked than him. That was just like, I was like, oh shit. And then the Yakuza guy, the healer, he says, okay, stand there. And he's like, okay, let's go. I'm gonna shoot you up. Don't move. If you do, you'll die. And she goes like, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? You didn't give me any explanation. He's like, am I going to meet the King of Souls? And he's like, are you dumb? That's nonsense. Do you think someone random guy like you can just meet the King of Souls? And then the bag woman just comes and smacks him, and she's like, explain properly. She just the way she talks when she does this, she just like uses the shortest amount of words possible, like feel pain, pah. And now it's like explain properly, pah. It's just so funny. So apparently, the palace can be also used as a name for this area, the whole area. But to be exact, the place where they landed is currently in the entrance to the actual palace. The giant cocoon-looking thing floating, that's the actual palace, which is called the Rio Greater Palace. That's where the Soul King lives. From there are 5 saucer-looking trays. Each one are the Zero Division's quarters. They're castles, basically. And each one of those trays is a city. So the Soul King entrusts one to each of them. So there's 5 of them. So that's intense. You have a whole city to them. And he says the Yakuza guy is like, you're going to come to Kiriden, my palace, my place. And then there's a little notation, there's a little caption at the bottom here saying what Kiriden means, which is Kirin Palace, and Kirin means giraffe, but also the mythical beast Kirin, which is probably more correct in this case. And I'll leave the URL in the description below if you want to go check out what a Kirin, the mythical creature Kirin is. It looks actual badass. It's like a dragon. It's like a dragon horse thing. It's really cool. You all should go check it out. Like I'll leave the URL in the description below so you can go see that for yourself. Cause it looks so badass. But yeah, so next they get to the palace, and as soon as they just wind up in a hot spring right off the bat, and he's pretty much naked. They're pretty much naked with a hot towel over them, over their head, and it's just a hot spring, man. And Ichigo's just like, what the fuck's going on? And the Yakuza guy's telling them to be careful, the towel might fall off. And Ichigo's just freaking out. He's like, why are we in a hot spring? Why are we coming here for? And suddenly, out of nowhere, right next to the Yakuza guy, a head pops out. And later you find that, right on the same page, you find out it's Byakuya. It's so funny. He's like, this shouldn't flow, and he pushes his head back down. It's so funny. And he goes, like, what? Wait. Why you push him underwater? He's gonna die like that. And why did you even bring him here? And then he's like, how annoying. It's not only Byakuya. And he picks up Frenchie by the hair. And he looks like a fucking turnip. He's like, Reggie, and he picks him up and he's like, he's holding him and he looks like an actual turnip, a red turnip, and he describes him as that. He's like, you're holding him like a red turnip. And then he looks and there's Rukia too, and she has her ass hanging out in the back there, as well, right there, and with the back of her head too. And the Yakuza guy's like, aren't you gonna say that she looks like a peach? He's like, just shut up, by keeping them underwater, their wounded Rosetsu is getting squeezed out together with their blood. And Ichigo is like, wounded Rosetsu. And he tells them, you see the red hot spring over there behind them? And he goes, more than a hot spring, I could see a signboard saying Blood Pond Hell. Yeah, it says that. And it's this lava looking thing with fire and shit coming out. And he's like, that blood pond is where he'll throw Byakuya after he's completely empty, after all his Rosetsu, Darren's Rosetsu, and his blood is squeezed out, and he says, and he just picks him up and he throws him at the fucking pond. Oh my god. He's like, what are you doing? He's risking his life. He tells him to shut up again. And he's like, his blood is sucked away in the skeleton bone. And then replenished in the blood pond hell. By repeating this a few times, the rotten blood in Rosetsu are completely sucked out and substituted with this hot spring water. This is my healing technique. This is the Yakuza guy's healing technique. It's pretty interesting. He's like, will they really be healed? And he's like, weren't you Kisuke Urahara's disciple? And Ichigo's like, what? No. And he's like, wasn't there a hot spring in his and Yoruichi playground? And he thinks back and he's like, oh yeah, there was. And he's like, that's something Kisuke created after analyzing the water in my hot spring. He's like, shut up and stay in the water. Wounds like yours won't take more than a night to heal. And you'll even get healthier than before. And I was like, oh shit. This Yakuza guy's really good. And shit. Apparently there's also another thing to it. He's like, don't let the towel fall off of your head. And he's like, oh sorry. And he's like, that's not the problem. If you don't keep it properly on your head, the core of your Rosetsu will come out and you'll die. And I was like, oh shit, there's a fucking intense thing to it. And then we go to the barracks of the Soul King. And there's one of his subordinates. Well, not subordinates, it's just a servant, I guess. And he says, are you awake? And we get to see the Soul King. We see this cocoon, another cocoon inside, covered by curtains. And it's like really bright or something, because you could barely make out like the outline of the guy. But we get to see from his nose up, so we get to see what he looks like kind of in his eyes. And that And that is pretty much the end of that. So yeah, this was a pretty funny chapter this week. So alright, so we'll have to stay tuned next week to see what chapter 520 has for us. So stay tuned for that. For my viewers, please like, comment down below, and subscribe if you like my videos. Um, I will leave in the description below the URL for this week's chapter, and also and also uh, and also the URL for the pictures for the mythical beast kitty. So you can go check that out because that actually looked really cool. It was like a horse dragon thing. It was pretty tight. Um, the songs in the background, I y'all already know Bleach songs, so you don't really you know where to find them and stuff. So I'm not gonna leave an annotation up here. But I'm not gonna stop with the annotations either. Right? Also, I will still be doing everything else, even though with all this copyright bullshit that I'm having now. I'll still be doing these reviews and the annotations and all of that, because that was just stupid what they were doing. So don't worry about that. I'll get that taken care of, and hopefully they'll take it off, and I could do a live stream finally, because I haven't done my first live stream yet. I'm hoping I can get all this done so I can do my first live stream and have some big guys like Bankai or Zoro or someone. But yeah, URLs in the description below. That's pretty much it. So thank you, and I'm Gears Agendo with Searching for the One Piece, and I'm out.